Yeah, I just wanted to add this white guy who tried to rob me, he was clearly did not look homeless. He looked presentable in terms of his appearance. He had a backpack. He had a like a long jacket, like long, but like went down below his waist, and he had a beanie, gray beanie, and like I said, it was a grayish kind of jacket, dark backpack, blue jeans. Not sure what kind of shoes. It's dark out here, but I still could see them because it's kind of well lit. They got like some kind of construction light outside down the street a little bit, but it's really bright. Anyways, this guy, once I started filming it, he stood there and wasn't moving on the corner. He walked to the corner after I caught him, like literally a foot away from me. And I could hear him messing with my tarp. He was trying to see if he was going to lift my tarp. Probably going to try to steal this phone. Would probably be the most, but there could have been other things he was trying to steal as well. Um, but anyways, uh, I am. If I survive this whole trial that I'm on, I kind of feel like this is like a spiritual trial that I'm on, frankly, just because of. I'm going to get into more details as I start to finally post what's been happening to me in my own words and in various places. I'm going to try to post them on threads, on Instagram threads. I thought it was Google Threads, but I guess they sold it to Instagram. And but I'm gonna start posting there, and then I'm gonna have copies of everything, and I'll have copies. I'll try to put on my Sci-Fi Command site. I'm gonna try to have a separate page for it. I don't want to obviously link to all that crap off my main page for my simulation from the game I'm working on. But I was debating whether I should just try to come up with a whole new name and everything. But you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it my game, sci-fi-command.com, my name. I'm not going to do anything like that in terms of trying to rebrand it or anything like that. I'm not going to do it. There's a couple of reasons, at least for that, that I'll get into later. Um, but but I'm gonna keep everything the same. And finally, I just want to say, because it's late, I just want to add. All I really wanted to add just now was more of the physical description of this guy. He was not homeless, and that's one of the things I've noticed when I first got here to LA, and when I first got here to this sort of Skid Row area. And even at the Union Station, which isn't too far from here, it's walking distance. I mean, you can get to Union Station from here, walking in about 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less. It's because I'm on basically Fifth and right here, Fifth and San Pedro, which is near Fifth and Wall Street. And Fifth and Wall Street is where the LA mission is, which is what I use for my address for where I get mail and stuff like that. Um, and Fifth and San Pedro is just one block away, which is close to where the Union mission is. And anyways, what? Well, anyways, where am I going with all this? So I just wanted to add that this guy was not homeless. And when I first got to LA and I saw all these gang stalkers, that's what I'm calling them. We can call them whatever you want to call them, but that's just what I'm going to call them for now. And I'm going to put my theories out there on who I think these people are and why they're doing this, and 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 what I am to them, because I believe there's many things going on here. People don't realize the scope and magnitude of what's going on. I'm going to reveal everything. And there's so many layers, I believe, of what these gang stalkers, their hierarchy is, from the people at the very bottom, the people who view this as some kind of like maybe entertainment, versus the people who um, who are actually assaulting me with weapons, with directed energy weapons, versus the people. And so there's people I think who don't know that I'm being assaulted. They think they're just harassing me. And then there's people who know that I'm being actually assaulted as well. Like, and I'm talking, when I say assault, I'm talking like 3,500 plus times. That's my low ball estimate of how many times I've been assaulted, 3,500 plus times. And it's like every day, literally every day, 24/7, all day long. And there's people who and so when I get into my story, I'm just going to basically I'm going to tell everything. I have no problems telling every part of the story. To me, it's just so bizarre in a way, and it blindsided me completely. It's like, and it took me years. Literally took me years to figure out what was going on and why this was happening. And I think that speaks volumes about the nature of what's happening and who's running this from the very top. And so I'm going to basically try not to come across as a crazy person, and try to spell this out there for people in a way that is, hopefully people will more people than not maybe more people not, but some people. A lot of people are just flat out not going to believe me whatsoever. There's a big explosion. I don't know if you heard that right there. It sounded like a firecracker. It didn't sound like a gun or anything. But anyways, I'm going to try to put it out there in a way that makes sense. And from now on, when I do post videos or when I do make videos, I'm going to try to upload those right away, because it's too unsafe for me to try to keep all this stuff on my phone and wait for some magical day when I can just finally compile my huge story. I'm going to start putting my story together piecemeal and getting it out there and uploaded. That's the only way I can do it, because otherwise, it's just too dangerous for me to hold on to this stuff. So anyway, somebody's talking some bullshit outside about being shutting up or whatever. You have no idea what I've had to put up with other people making noise. Literally, just as I would set up like my quote unquote camp to go to sleep, suddenly it gets so noisy around me, um, and I have to try to sleep through that crap or move. Um, and I'm going to talk about their tactics, their psyops, their methods, um, everything. And because when you hear the language I'm using, we're talking government, FBI led sort of um, uh, campaign is what this is. And because this isn't just random, let's say, for example, white supremacist type gang stalkers. These are people who have literally had training in psyops, psychological operations, and tactics, and plus they have hardware. They literally have not just the directed energy weapons themselves, but the they have cameras, access to cameras, and as well as directed energy weapons that are actually already exist in our um, um, placed, or what's the word? They're outside. They're part of the infrastructure within the city, and you can see them with your camera. You can literally see them. So I'm going to start detailing all of this stuff, and go from there. But I just wanted to, all I really wanted to do with this video was to remark that the guy who just tried to rob me a little while ago was a white guy. He was in his, I would say, late 20s to early 30s. I would say maybe let's say mid 20s to early 30s. And he had facial hair. He had like a goatee, like a mustache and a goatee, like a brown hair. It is dark, but I still feel I could see that. And then when I caught him, and he just had his hands in he just put his hands in his pockets, and he just walked to the corner and he stood there. And then I'm fiddling with his phone trying to get it to record. And as soon as it started recording, or as soon as I was trying to get it to record, he finally walked off. And I tried to, I think I snapped some pictures of his, but I could only see pictures at that point of the back of him. So we'll see how that goes. I'll upload all that stuff anyways, and then I'll tell you about my experience here. And I'll start doing that soon. My experience here so far, it's been about 17 days here in Los Angeles on the streets in the Skid Row area, and and we'll go from there. All right, bye.